Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we're going to be taking a look at Kabam's deep dive in Hitmonkey, and we're going to be taking as objective a look as we possibly can to determine kind of like the overall value of Hitmonkey. Now I have went already over his abilities, so I will not kind of like go over every single little bit, and I kind of made myself already perfectly clear that Hitmonkey's abilities are not overall too impressive. There are a lot of conditions to having access to them. For instance, ability to shrug of stun is dependent whether you are in the right mode, whether the mode is active. Therefore, it will not 100% be like a reliable option in plenty of the fights, as well as the ability to shrug of debuffs is still that's something conditional that requires you to perform specific actions in the fight in order to be able to do that. Therefore, it might not necessarily always function as well as some more potent versions of those abilities. For instance, Ghost, just dash back. That's a very easily executable action that you can simply do and shrug off all of your debuffs. Or for instance, Nick Fury's flat out stun immune in second phase, so that's much more reliable ability. Also, his ability accuracy reduction is disorient debuff, which is relatively short and comparatively weak to what we can see in the game overall. And unfortunately for Hitmonkey, he seems a lot like Ronin in a sense that he's gonna be jack of all trades, master of none. So currently at this point when we're discussing Hitmonkey, all possible relevance he might have to a current kind of like serious difficult content would be his damage output, because if he has a good damage output, means he will see relatively decent amount of play, even if it isn't the hardest content in the game, even if it isn't most specific content in the game. He will still be usable, he will still be popular as one of your go-to questing champions that crits a lot, that finishes the fights quickly, and that has at least certain niche or aspect in the game where he can actually benefit your account. And that is exactly what we're going to be trying to determine here, whether he hits hard enough to be worth your attention. So now let's go and jump here, and here we have rank 3 6-star Hitmonkey with class advantage, no suicide masteries, critting for 5,672 on medium hit and 3,636 on light hit. And now I do understand that this might not necessarily be quote unquote the biggest amount of damage or the biggest numbers you have ever seen, but however, considering that every hit you land has a potential of dealing this set amount of damage, additionally you have access to bleed debuffs, is worthwhile, because it's more than people think. It's much more than people think. I think an eye-opening comparison here would be Corvus without suicide masteries, just like Hitmonkey was without suicide masteries. We have 2,748 with no charges on a medium hit, and we have 1,680 on a light hit. So that is a rank 3 6-star Corvus, and that is how much damage Corvus actually deals if you take off suicide masteries, if you take off boosts, if you don't have any charges on him. So you can clearly see that Hitmonkey is already, even though he had class advantage in the first fight that I showcased, is already kind of quite severely outpacing Corvus damage at that point. Plus Corvus obviously has a limited amount of these charges, and that is a quite important thing to keep in mind, because that directly relates to his overall kind of like use and value in the game. Now I will move on to a screenshot of him with suicide masteries, dealing 8,000 on a medium. So again, Corvus with suicide masteries would kind of like catch up at some point, especially if he has X amount of charges. But again, considering that Hitmonkey does not require any specific matchups or any ramp up at all, plus he has extra added bleed damage, and he can maintain the pace of this fight exactly the way it is showcased here, as in like it's not a ramp up, it's not a burst, it's very consistent steady stream of damage, is extremely promising in a sense of his ability to clear the quests. Now again, do not get me wrong, I do not try to say that Hitmonkey hits as hard or harder than Corvus does, therefore he's a better champion. No, Corvus can still outpace these numbers, obviously, if he has his missions completed, and if you have suicide masteries active, Corvus could still hit harder than Hitmonkey does, for instance. However, yeah, he would hit harder because here even the Cruelty Master is active after the level 3, which is additional kind of like thing to keep in mind. However, Hitmonkey still does not, for instance, really stand neck and neck with Corvus in the sense of how useful and how usable he's going to be, because Corvus has far more qualities and abilities that make him into the champion that he is. And I want to be objectively absolutely clear. Hitmonkey's damage output is going to be good, he's going to be interesting to play, and he's going to be exciting. He will not be a new Corvus. He will not blow every other high damage dealing champion out of the water, even though he's going to be somewhere on top of the scale. But the lack of reliable, non-conditional utilities is what kills Hitmonkey, because there are no direct immunities. All of his quote-unquote utilities are not the best versions of them available, as in like stun immunity is conditional, unlike Nick Fury, which is simply stun immune if you are in his second phase, period. His ability to prevent wave effects depends whether you have your right mode active, whether your timer hasn't expired, and whether you are able, for instance, to even enter the mode if you are struggling against an evading champion, so on and so forth. So there are a lot of things that I don't like about Hitmonkey. But at the same time, the damage is good. Might not look like the biggest numbers possible in the world. For instance, level 2 actually has a lot of hits, and none of them seem to be particularly massive. But all of those hits will add in for a guaranteed large amount of damage. And that is kind of like the biggest upside on Hitmonkey, that there is a level of damage that is guaranteed, that you can rely on, and that you can deliver effectively from pretty much first hit of the fight, which is coincidentally one of the best things about Corvus, and why he's so valuable is because there's no ramp up in the fight. It's just you hit as hard as you're gonna hit starting the first hit of the fight, which is similar to what Hitmonkey does. So when it's gonna come to questing with Hitmonkey, when it's gonna come to getting easily excitable players excited, Hitmonkey is going to hit all of those boxes. When the CCP videos are going to drop in, when people are going to have a chance to play with him, you can guaranteed look forward to a lot of very fun, interesting videos showcasing his damage, lots of yellow numbers across the screen overall. I'm sure in some specific fights somebody's going to put on a lot of boosts, maybe skill special boosts, so on and so forth, and he will be able to do some fun and very interesting things. When it comes to actual kind of like value in the meta, it's not going to be as high. It's not going to be quite the situation of Call Obsidian, where his playstyle and low block proficiency pretty much prevents him being used in any high-end content. But at the same time, it's not going to be a new meta-defining champion. He is definitely not sneaking in anywhere of top 10, top 20 champion ranks or anything like that. He's going to be reasonable, slightly above average champion that will be fun to play, that will have some certain uses in specific situations, but he will not make or break most well-developed accounts. So that is where I still stand with Hitmonkey, but at the same time I wanted to defend, quote-unquote, defend his damage output, because even if it doesn't look particularly impressive, the fact of the matter is that this is the amount of damage he will be dealing pretty much on every single hit, starting from the beginning of the fight till the very end of the fight, immediately and inevitably means that he will be somewhere in the upper 10% of damage potential in the game, especially in short bursty fights. So I just wanted to put that out there, because I'm not always a negative Nancy or something like that. And yeah, so overall that is kind of like my verdict on Hitmonkey. He's going to be fun, he's going to be cool, people are going to be hyped for him, people are going to get excited to get him and to use him. After a while the hype is going to die down more than likely, because he's not going to be the champion that you can rely on when the going gets tough, when the nodes get specific, so on and so forth. But he will be a champion people will like to use quite a bit. And yeah, I think that is about it for today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Now, if you have, then obviously there is a reward for you, and the reward is the Baby Yoda time. And just check him out having a drink from that sippy cup. Also wanted to say a huge thanks to everybody who is still supporting my channel, and even though I myself am currently extremely unsure what my future plans are in terms of MCOC and my own kind of like competitiveness level of gameplay, so on and so forth, I will keep you all posted on whatever I decide to do. That being said, if you did not like today's video, or if you just don't like me, well, I guess then you can show yourself out. I literally have no reason to want you to stay, I guess. But yeah, I'm done. Do not forget to hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that share button in case you have friends who you think might benefit from this video and my opinion about Hitmonkey. As always, remember that this is my personal opinion. I am a human, I can be wrong. I'm just kind of sharing my best educated guesses and predictions here. But yeah, that's me done now, and I'm gonna catch you guys soon. See ya.